Hello guys, my name is Aleksandar Judovic from the Creative Lab workshop, and today I'm going to share with you another tutorial about how you can create something amazing inside the After Effects. So let's start. We will create something like this. So let's start. First we will create composition, new composition, and we will name it Digital 1080p. It will be Full HD, 30 frames per second, and the length will be 7 seconds. Okay, so we'll create another composition, new composition. You can go here as well, and this time this will be logo here composition with height of, let's say, 400 pixels. Now we will type some line here. We'll type digital, and if you don't see the text, that's because the text is black and the background is black as well. You can toggle transparency grid here, or you can change the color of the text from black to white. And now I will scale it and scale it to fit the composition perfectly. Okay, something like this. Now I will close this composition, and I will, for now, drag and drop this composition inside the digital 1080p. Okay, so we'll create another composition. This time this composition will be $1,500 with 700 pixels. And we'll name it Random Text 1. Okay. Now I will select the text tool and select the part of the screen, and now I will paste some text that I prepared earlier for this animation. I will again create with text tool some additional place here, and I will paste another text, and again for the third time I will copy paste another part of the text. That's some random text that I prepared earlier. And after that I have free text, and I will position them like this. And the reason why I have free text and not one is because, let me position this better. And the reason is because I will animate all three of them with a simple animate text, press it, animate in, and I will use typewriter, and I will just move it on the timeline, and now I have, like you see, free text animate. Now we have to deal with this animation, and I will hit U key on the keyboard, or you can go to text and then go to animator and then go to range selector, and you will find the keyframes, but I will hit U key on the keyboard, and that will show all the keys for these layers. And now I will select every first frame and move it to the left, so I can see some text right from the start of this composition, and because the composition is 7 seconds long, I will drag this somewhere here randomly. So now, like you see, the text looks more random. I will also type some other line here, and that will be wait while loading. And after I position it maybe here, I will also create some shape by selecting the shape tool, and I will create some shape like this one. I will drag and move it below the wait while loading and change color to black. Now for some fast opacity animation, I will select shape layer and I will hit T key on the keyboard, T, and you can also go to transform and opacity here. So I will hold Alt key on the keyboard and click here, so activate the expression, and I will type wiggle and then 4,100. That means that every fourth interval of time it will be changed by the 100 of random number. So like you see now, this shape layer, if I hit render, it looks like slightly blinking. So I will do that. Just select opacity and copy expression and paste it here. Let me go to edit, paste. So we have prepared first random text. Now we have to create another couple of composition, random text compositions, and it will be random text 2. It will be 100 to 150 to 150, 30 frames per second and 7 seconds long. And after that, I will duplicate this composition and go inside the composition and just edit the composition setting to be slightly different to 150 with 1200 pixels height, and I will click OK, and now I have 3 different random text compositions. So I will copy and paste the text for the next 2 random text compositions. So I will select this composition and use type text tool and just paste already prepared text for this. I will change the color to white as well. And after that, we have text and we need to animate it. I will use some preset again, and we will need fade up words. And now we have some words that popping up to the screen, but we need to have them pop up randomly. So I will go to text, animator 1, range selector. Just go to the event section and random order on. Now we have, like you see, random appearance of the words. So I will hit U key again to reveal just the keys from this animation and just drag this keyframe left, and after that, so we start from this and then go to the right until maybe 5 seconds or so. Now we need to go to the second, and also this time select text tool, create some rectangular format for the text and paste the prepare text here. Now I will again select the text and edit the color to white, and after that I will position the text around here, and also I will animate the text, and that is fade up words, and again go to the text animator and range selector and advance, and then change the randomize order to on. And now I will move the keyframe from the start to the left, so some of the text shows for the start of the composition, and after that move the alignment for the last keyframe to the 5 seconds or so. So when we move timeline, we will see that the entire text appear on the screen on the 5 seconds. So we create that, and we will create one more text type here, and just type multiple commas here, something like this. It will take some time to type some commas, and we will scale it up like this, and we will move it maybe a little bit down, and this goes more to the... And now we will animate these comments to typewriter pressed again. Let me just, before do that, let me go to the home and for this timeline, and then drag and drop animation here. Now, if you pay attention to this comments section, you will see that it goes from the start to the end. And now we will do something different. We will use U key on the keyboard and move this animation maybe to 1 second and 20 frames, and then go 1 frame to the right and select both these keyframes, copy, and then paste, and again go 1 keyframe more again and copy, paste again, and 1 more time, copy and paste again. And now let me adjust this until the composition end frame, and like you see, this commas looks like loading type of the effect. So I will close all 3 of this composition, and let's create another composition. So I will duplicate this composition, random text 4. That's a good name for this composition, and we will create 1000 to 1500 pixel height and 30 seconds, 7 seconds. Yes, that's all we need. And then we will delete, and we will go again to the some text I prepared earlier to use in this project. I will just copy paste this from other file, and let me do that as quickly as I can. Once again, you can copy and type any text you like. So it's just background text for the logo creation effect. So I'll create all of these 3 texts, and maybe I will need some additional effect for this, maybe just this one. I will copy and paste here. I do that by Control C and Control V, but you can also go edit, copy, and then go to, let me show you, edit, paste, and it will be copy and paste in the composition. So I will use this like this here, and now we have created all 4 random compositions for this project. Now we will make some order in this project, so I will type change, sorry, I mistype this one and duplicate this folder, and now let me create another composition. And now we will select all this random text inside the don't touch folder comps, and we will change file here, insert logo here, and we will select these two files that I import on the start of the project and insert them inside don't touch folder as well. So I will create another folder and name it sound, and I will create another folder and name it video. And now we have glitch. Move it to the video and digital SFX to sound folder, and we will close don't touch, and now we have clean and tight project space so we can continue work on this project. This will be a good time to save this project so we can continue working. And I forgot one small detail, and that is to animate this text as well. So I will insert typewriter preset for all of these 3 layers, and once again I will hit U key and I will move this randomly to the left, and after that I will move this randomly to the right, and I have now again additional animated for the random text 4 composition, and after that I will close everything, and now I have digital 1080p and inside logo here composition. Now I will pre-compose this composition like this, pre-compose, and I will name it logo alpha, and after that I will enter this composition, and now I will select open composition inside Adobe Touch, and I will drag and drop all 4 layers here. I will scale them down until it looks very tiny, and after that I will move this on the end of the end frame, because at that frame all text are here, and now I will turn off the logo here composition, and now I see only the text, and I will now randomly arrange these text layers so it fits all of this layer, and I will duplicate them. I will move them to the right, maybe select duplicate, and then I will rearrange this in some other manner so it looks more random, and something like this maybe. And now I will select randomly once again, duplicate, and then let's move them here, and now I will insert them something like this, and now we can say that we fill everything, and maybe just we can scale this a little bit, and maybe this one as well. Just we need to get as much cover space here, so without these blank spots. So I will do this maybe, and let me see if anywhere else needs some like this. Why we do that? Because now we will select everything inside, and we will again pre-compose this, and we'll name it logo mask. Now we will again turn on logo here, and we will switch the layers order, and now we will select logo mask and tell the Alphamate logo here. So it means that logo mask will be using Alphamate from the logo here. Now we have just the text. If you want to adjust like this here, like you see it doesn't cover much text, you can maybe go like this and maybe like this. And like this, it doesn't matter if some text overlaps, it won't be visible, much visible. Like this here, you see, you need to edit this more. So I will basically find some other layer. I will Control D to duplicate, and then I will insert it here. Now I will select every one of them and go to time, enable time remapping. And after that, I will move them slightly to the right. So that gives us more random to the animation, because now I will select every one of them, Control A to select all of them, and then I will move like you see this. So now we have fill every text at the start, and now it's beginning to filling the screen, but it does the layers, the compositions does that more randomly. So I will close this, and now we have, let us see. Okay, now the digital type is more readable, and we can continue moving through the project. So now I will turn off for now this, and I will turn the digital, just digital logo, because we need additional work on this. So I will select rectangle tool, and now I will do some masking for the logo. I will do that like this here. You don't need to get perfectly aligned with the edges of the mask, but you need to cover all the space inside this. If you are wondering how I'm doing this, when I want to move the mask while I'm creating, I holding space on my keyboard to move the mask. So I create masking, and let's create quickly another part of this letter. Okay, now we can Control D to duplicate this 13 times, and now we can delete everything. Go to M key on the keyboard. Let me just move this. So I select everything, leave just 12. So M, 11. So if you're wondering what I'm doing, I create multiple duplicates of the mask layer, and I need to have 13 layers with all the masks, one layer each. So I will do that by some boring and tedious work, and you have some script for doing this, but I don't want to involve scripts in this tutorial, so I will do this with bare hands, and just be patient until I finish every one of these. I will do that very quickly, hopefully, and we can continue working on this animation. So I am nearly done. Three, I miss one. So I duplicate one more and then I will leave just. Now I can check if I have all the masks. Mask 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and the 13 as the last. I will close. And now we have 13 masks, and if you see, you can, now I have the possibility to turn them off or on or to do anything crazy with them. So I will select every one of them and just turn 3D option, and I will now position them into space. I will do that very quickly, very randomly. And maybe it would be better for us to adjust the scale as we do this, because it will be much difficult to recognize what goes where. So I will select, for example, one of them. I will turn the mask toggle switch here, and I will now use holding Shift on the keyboard and scale it so it can fit perfectly. The idea is to move them through this space and then scale it up or down to fit the previous position. And by doing that, we will create some crazy parallax look of the animation when we apply camera movement to this. So we continue moving layers through this Z space, and I will select this here maybe. And the important thing is, wherever you move the one part of the logo, you have to scale it up or down to fit previous position when it's scaled. So it doesn't have to be perfect, you know, but it have to be nearly as perfect as it can be. So I will continue. I have left nearly a couple of them, and I will just rearrange one of them, and I will leave this other. Maybe it would be better for me to animate this two from the side, because it will be look more natural at the end. And just this one, the last one, maybe something like this here, and once again I'm holding the Shift key on the keyboard to maintain the aspect ratio for these layers, because if I scale it up or down without, let me show you, like you see, I can stretch it and I have no control over the aspect ratio, but if I use Shift key, then I can't damage the aspect ratio for this. Now I have the layers create something through this space, like you see here, but when you look through the front camera, you will see digital word and you can read it correctly. Okay, so now we will pre-compose all of these logo layers. We will go to the layer, pre-compose, and we will create composition named digital mask. Okay, now we have only one composition now inside the main composition digital 1080p, and this is digital mask composition. So we will turn 3D switch on, and we will turn this little switch here, comp layer to collapse transformation. And now, like you see, let me show you into view. Now you see, let me turn off so you can see we have plain 3D layer here, and now we have multiple layers. So basically what this switch do, it allow all this layer inside this composition to be visible even if we are selecting only one layer in this composition. So now we will close this, go to right mouse click, new, and adjust layer, and we will rename this to settings. This will be the master layer for the settings, and we will go to expression controls and use color control. Now we will duplicate this layer, and now we will rename this to logo color 1, just logo color, and this background text color. So now we will connect logo color for the logo to this logo color here. So we will insert the logo alpha, and here let's turn the logo mask and go to alpha mate again, and we will add fill to this, and then let's go to main composition, lock the effect control for the main composition, then go to the logo alpha and go to the effects fill, and now hold Alt key on the keyboard and click on the color switch, and now pin this up. And now when we change the color here, you see that the change are applying to this layer. Now we will change the hold Alt key again and hit this 2 times. Now we have 32 bits per channel, and we are ready to go. And now let's import the camera 1, and let's create some very basic cam control layer for this camera. So I will now connect camera, parent it to the camera control, and now we have camera control and camera. Now we will use this camera control to animate the camera. I will keep position here on the 5th second, and maybe here on the, and let's now again turn off this and turn the main logo layer so we can move quickly through this. So we will go maybe from 3 seconds, and we will maybe zoom it like this, and maybe go to the side a little bit, and I will also hit rotation, use these 3 values. Again, all these values can be found under the transform, and now I will hit U key, and I have reveal position and rotation for this layer. And now if you can see, from 3 seconds to the 4 seconds. It stays until the 5 seconds, and now I will move it like this. Now we have this movement. Okay, let's create 2 more scenes, and it will be the first scene. Position it like maybe this here, and maybe I'll copy paste, and then maybe like this. Now I will animate rotation as well for the Z. So we have something like this. Let me pre-render this by hitting the 0 numeric pad key on the keyboard, and like this, and now zooming. So I will use F9 to ease these frames, and let's preview render again by hitting 0 key, and let me see. Yep, looks better. Maybe just slightly rotate this side. Okay, it looks good enough for now. You can spend more time and tweak this if you want. I will not do that in this tutorial. I will move on to the next part of this tutorial, and that is, now we have to apply this. Let me find this alphamate. Now we have preview for this, and now let's turn the camera depth of field, and if we slightly increase the aperture, and after that we can increase the amount of the colors. You know, the values have from 0 to 1 here, meaning 0 is 0 and 1 is the maximum value for this color, but you can, on 32 bits per channel, you can increase this color, and you have some wonderful thing. And that is that it will create some beautiful glow. So you see, like, the text is glowing, and now we will close this, and after this, now we have to import all the composition random texts. We will have to import here, and now we'll have to create some background words for this animation. So we will turn digital mask for now, so we can work faster. I will turn just one camera and I will turn front camera, and now I will position this. You have to position the text randomly, and you can also play with the scaling of the text. You can also adjust this through the Z space. So when you have the movement of the camera, you will see the parallax effects on this as well. And now let me select, I will do that on the timeline and duplicate. And now I will move them here and maybe here, and maybe I will move this. I will use camera tool and zoom out the camera so I can see more clearly what's going on the front camera, and I will just position this text here and here, and Control D or duplicate layer again, maybe scale it up, maybe let's find some similar layers like this, maybe this will be scaled down, and position it in front, and maybe this one will be duplicate again and scale it up and set it back, and again this one duplicate, move it on the left and scale it up, and now we have some text creation. And for we need just a couple of more of them so we can create some random look. You can play around with this as well. I will not spend too much time on this because I will give you the project files, original project files for this project. Now when we create this, we will have to pre-compose them. I will layer pre-compose, and we will name it digital mask back. So we will confirm, and then we have this, and now we can move entire composition like you see, and maybe we can use some different positions for this, so we can fast create another like this, and now maybe duplicate again and create once again. And now let's see what is going on the main camera, and we have active camera, and now we have, like you see, some main composition and some back composition, creating some additional text for this animation. Now we have to just slightly position this maybe we will move it like this and duplicate again and position it like this. And now just maybe we will again using the enable time remapping, and then now we will go inside the digital mask back, and we will select adjustment layer, and we will generate fill effects, And after we generate these effects, we will go to this, and now we open the effects for the created fill effects and hold Alt key on the keyboard again to create expression, and then apply this to the adjust layer. And let me see if this is working. Well, it isn't working very well, so maybe we can copy this and paste it to every random text layer inside the digital mask back. Now we will close the composition and close this composition. So we have two composition, digital mask and digital mask back. I will select some clean color, maybe blue, bluish something for the back. And now we have digital and this, and we can create fast, solid background. Now we will generate ramp for the background. I will use radial ramp, and it will look something like this. Like you see, you have some rasterizing problem, and we will fix that by using the noise. Don't forget, always use noise when you're using ramp or gradient or something like that. So I will select free, and now you see noise is fixed the issue with the rasterization, and we have this here. Now we will have adjustment layer again, name it adjust, stylize, glow, 0, 1, and let's find maybe threshold to 16. Now we have that created as well, and now we have to do is drag and drop the sound from the sound folder, and we will have to apply create another adjustment layer, name it display glitch, and I will select video, glitch movie. Glitch movie is just some random noise. I create this earlier inside the After Effects as well with the fractal noise, and I will now select this displacement glitch, and I will apply this displacement map for this. Lightness, you can use luminosity as well. And now let me see where the camera points are. So we will go to the 110, and then I will type 135, 135. Like you see, now we have glitch applied, and now we can animate this. Use T key, or better go to the transform, opacity, and opacity again. Now we create two keyframes with the 100% opacity, and turn it off to 0%. I will copy paste this to the second scene, and that is it. All we have to do is save. Don't forget to save from time to time, or you will have to spend lots of time again working on the same project if the After Effects suddenly crash. And now one more thing, and that is select logo here, drag and drop it here, move it right here. Let me again reveal so this is the place when the digital logo is fully visible. So I will select logo here, turn it to 3D layer, and hopefully it fits perfectly to the screen. Now I will go to the effect control for the logo here, and I will use Vegas, generate Vegas effects. And let me see just this layer, transparent. We will segments one segment, and then we will animate the two values, and that is the length and rotation for this. So we will have length 0 at this point, and we will have also rotation. So I will reveal these keyframes with the U key on the keyboard. Start length 0, and when the digital logo fully appear on the screen, visible enough, and then it will rotate again to the 0. Okay, so now when I create this, all I have to do is add some more glow to this. You will see something like this. And now we have create entire animation for this just by using the Z space and adjusting some layers for the Z space. You can also duplicate the background layer and move it on the top, select both of these files, and then use round mask on this and subtract, feather it, and change the transparency to maybe 30% to create some vignette. And that is it. That is entire project. I will provide the link to the project file so you can download the original project file for this project, and you can play around and see exactly how I did the entire project, and you can play around with it and learn to do that yourself. So we finished this tutorial, and you can clean things a little bit at the end. So always is better to clean things up. So this is the end of the tutorial. I hope you have learned something from this tutorial. I hope you find it useful. Please like this video, and you can also subscribe to our channel and stay updated with all our future work. If you have any question, feel free to email us, or you can leave the comment below and we will reply as soon as possible. This was Alexander Jutovic for the Creative Lab, and I wish you happy rendering. Bye!